Hey guys, Enes here with Whiteacre Properties. It's actually a special day for me. I wanted to bring you guys in and show you our new commercial building. You can tell from the sign, this is where our company is actually located now. We are on East Central Street in Natick. Let's go take a look around. I'm excited to show you guys all we've been doing, so follow me. We'll go right into the conference room first. But this has been a labor of love for us for the last year and a half at this point. If you haven't been to our prior office, we're on the top floor of another commercial building, but it was small, was only about 1,000 square feet. So here you'll see it's like 3,000 square feet. We put a lot of nice details. We made it a little bit modern and masculine as far as colors and design. That was done on purpose, obviously, to make us excited to come to work and honestly love this place now. So, all right, conference room. Nothing crazy, but we got some nice furniture, second-hand furniture, by the way, because we really spent a lot of money on rebuilding this place, and furniture was the last thing on our budget. So, but we found something nice, and thank you to Chelsea for all that help. She runs Reimagine Staging she helps us with all the staging needs, but she picked all of this, so thank you for that. All right. What we have here, 2 bathrooms. The town of Natick wanted us to put 2 bathrooms, his and hers, and honestly that wasn't part of the budget, but we had to do it. Now that we have it, I'm excited for that. We needed 2 bathrooms. Originally we didn't plan for it, but it was a good change of a scope of work. I think it's definitely worth it. All right, guys, the kitchen. A small kitchen, but definitely one of my favorite parts of our building. We put under cabinet backsplash. Thank you to Douglas at Premise Electric for that, because that was his idea. I didn't think about, under cabinet lighting here. We got some nice backsplash tile, everything that you need in a small office space, right? Microwave, fridge, dishwasher, quartz countertops to keep it nice and white here. Water cooler for some chit-chatting and water. Yeah. But compared to what we have, this is awesome. We had a small fridge and microwave in the past, so I'm excited to have everything that we need, and it's all brand new, so can't get better than that. So we picked this white plank engineered floors. The goal here for us was to have just a light color flooring. It feels this, it opens up the space, and I don't know, we just like it. We love this with this flooring here. You guys looked at the tile in the bathroom. They're both the same. We had a designer for all these little things that we had to pick, Louis, and Louis did a phenomenal job here. So thank you, Louis, if you're watching this. I'm really happy that you were involved in this project. All right, look at this space here. We call it the pit area, but it's just an open area that agents can come sit down with their laptop and work. If we have larger groups, if we have our team getting together like we're doing today, everybody can kind of take a seat. We don't have to be in the conference room tight, so we have plenty of room here. We have a small nook here for just hanging out. If someone is on the phone or wants to hang out, we can. We have some plans that we have to arrange because this place is not 100% done. We still have things to put on the wall and things that we're working on, but that's what we created to really lay back. Or if I have my kids come over, they can stay there and be away from my office for a little bit. We have this high counter table that we came up with. Chelsea helped with this, and this was her idea. Chelsea from Reimagine Staging, and I love this idea because basically if someone doesn't have a computer but wants to come to work, they can come and use this computer here. And we bought all these cabinets from IKEA. She went with the blue theme, because the blue, you guys will notice it's on the walls, it's on the carpet. That's the part, it came from the logo, and we kind of stayed with that theme, right? So that's the idea behind all this blue in this office. This is our classroom, so we'll be using this space for trainings. We're going to be using this space for our meetups. We have a meetup event coming on June 12th, actually, and if you guys want to join us, it's a totally free event. It's a bunch of agents, realtors, wholesalers, investors, attorneys that we get together more for networking than anything else, but we provide the food, we provide some drinks, and it's just people that love real estate hanging out together. So if you want to join us, if you want to talk about real estate or just kind of hang out with a like-minded group, join us, right? I'll put the link down below. You can register at meetup.com/Boston Real Estate Connection. But again, we'll put that right under here. and I hope to see you on that event because it's going to be great. And we'll be hanging out here. We'll have food on one corner and kind of just chit chat about real estate. Yeah, so super excited about this. This is not a space that we had before, so agents can come in, again, work on their computer, do their cold calling, whatever they have to do, or for our meetup. So I'm super excited about that. Final section of the building, the back here. It's unfinished, but this is, for now, this is our mail room. Yeah, this is where the magic happens when it comes to our direct mail, all our list building, we got our machines for stamping, putting letters in the envelopes, our big printer. Yeah, if you guys got a letter like this, that was me, asking if you want to sell your property. We have 3 little robots here that write letters like this for us. I used to do this on my own at home, and after 10, 20 letters, you're exhausted, so that didn't last too long, but these machines can write forever. So we send out these handwriting letters so people actually can open them. It feels better than if it's printed. So that's what the machine is doing right now, but let's go back and I'll tell you more about what we paid for this property, how much it cost us to renovate it, why did we even buy it in the first place, and yeah, we'll talk about some lessons learned. All right, guys, so let's talk about the whole process here. I want to share everything as far as when we bought it, rehab numbers, lessons learned, all of that stuff, and hopefully you find some golden nuggets in here that can help you in your real estate process or investing. So we purchased this in 2019. It was actually a active listing. It was listed online on LoopNet. It wasn't on the MLS where most of the residential and commercial goes. This actually was on LoopNet. So my partner and brother Yoni, he was looking on LoopNet. At that point, I don't think I was focused on LoopNet at all, but he found this lead and called the agent. And it was listed for only $225,000, which for Natick 3,000 square feet building was very cheap. So we're like, why is this property sitting here so long? He scheduled an appointment, we came out here, and then we realized why it was listed so low, because it was in a really terrible shape. It was this block building where you could see all the cracks because they didn't really manage the water coming from the roof down. They kind of neglected that for years, so the ground under the building had shifted a little bit, which created these cracks on the outside walls, right? Because it was block walls, and it wasn't frame built, it was block, and they just cracked, and you had these huge white cracks, and it was kind of a scary building. Just to give you an idea how bad it was, is the neighbor next to us, which is another commercial owner, commercial building landlord, he put a bunch of bushes around the building just to kind of wrap our building up so nobody sees it. That's how bad and ugly it was. Anyhow, we don't really shy away from bad and ugly when it comes to real estate, because we see opportunity in those type of properties. Came here, did a walkthrough, and currently here, before we bought it, there was a laundry cleaner. So someone was using this space as a laundromat, and it has been used as a laundromat for years, 40, 50 years maybe. Different people operated it, but that was the use of this building. So you had metal pipes everywhere. It was just, again, a really, really rough shape. We said, hey, we like it. We want to put an offer in, and we submitted an offer for $190,000. So it was already cheap at $225, but we're like, hey, we're going to put so much work into it. Let's see if we can get a little bit better deal. We went back and forth, got it for $192,000. And because of the condition it was, you couldn't really get a bank financing. It had to be a cash purchase. So we raised the capital with some private lenders, put this under agreement with the intention of actually having our office, our company, move here. As I mentioned earlier, we were occupying an office space, was just shy of 1,000 square feet, but was on the top floor of a 3-story building, no elevator, no visibility from the street. So, nobody actually knew we were there. It was kind of a shady place, but, it was fine for us for the first 5-6 years of our business. Now that we're growing, we really wanted a nice office space for our company, our team, people that are going to visit, sellers that want to come and join us, or, talk about their property. If we have to sign a contract, we have a nice conference room. So this is a definitely different level because we are a, real estate investing company. So we are a real company, wanted a nice place we could be proud of. And we said, hey, we're buying all these houses, renovating them, making them nice, and selling them to the end buyer. Why not do something for ourselves, right? For our office. We are here 60, 80 sometimes hours every week, so we want something really nice. That was the idea behind it. Again, purchase price 192. How much we spent on rehab? We spent about $275,000 rehabbing this property. So you'll notice we spent more on rehab than what we purchased it for, because it really needed everything. Demoed everything, obviously, you know, from the flooring all the way to the block walls and the roof, and everything was new. I want to talk about the type of work we did, because it's not as different from residential construction, especially for a small commercial space like this. We went with stud walls after that, so we did frame all around as we created the new layouts. So we have the block foundation here, then we created the stud wall, and then obviously put the insulation and then did the drywall, right? Very similar to what you have on a residential property. The only difference is that the exterior wall, it's a block wall, and then we have the studs where we put the drywall. But it's not different than what we do on residential side. That helped us because I'm a GC and I'm used to working on residential properties, so we use the same crew, same guys for everything. So we hired a plumber, we hired an electrician, we hired a framer, HVAC guys, installation company. A new subcontractor that we hired was the drop ceiling company. We usually don't do drop ceilings. We use a drywall company to do the ceilings at the same time as the walls, but here we had to do drop ceilings so we could have the HVAC ductwork above, and was cheaper. So we had to go out and look for a drop ceiling company. But everybody else was, you know, the same group of guys that we work with, so that wasn't different. But it cost us $275,000 because, again, it needed everything. We needed a new driveway. We had to stucco the outside because of all these huge cracks, so we had to make it look nice. We had to paint the outside, we had to paint the inside. So all of those add up because construction is very expensive nowadays. With holding costs and different fees, this property cost us about $500,000. We think that if we get an appraisal on this property and get a broker to value it, it's somewhere in the range of $700,000 to $750,000. So we did add a bunch of equity, but buying it really ugly the way it was and making it nice, but also being careful as far as how much we spend renovating it. We definitely didn't go for the highest prices, and I save on cost because I'm a GC, as I mentioned. So we created $200,000 plus worth of equity by going through this process, but most importantly, we occupy the building, and instead of paying rent to someone else, we are now paying our mortgage down and create more equity as we stay in this building. All right, let's talk really quick about a process called change of use. So when you buy a commercial building, and you might never get involved in this, you know, you might only do fix and flip on residential properties, but if you get a commercial building and it's, let's say it's a laundromat like this one here, and you wanted to use it as office space, right? Because that was the intention for us. We bought it because we wanted to move in or move our company in here. We had to change the use of the building. And we thought it was just, fill out a paper, submit it to the city, and you're done. Actually, no, it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. So you have to hire an attorney. In our case, we hired a zoning attorney. And what we did after that is we went in front of the ZBA here in Natick and requested for the change of use. We say, hey, we want to change it to an office space. Can you help us with this? And they asked a ton of questions. You know, how many people are going to stay there? How many people are going to work on a daily basis? How much parking you have? So I remember being there in front of the board members, I think 4 or 5 times. So it took us 3 or 4 months because they only meet once a month. It took us a while to get the change of use, and we thought it was an easy process, and we thought, hey, we buying the building, we can put whatever in there. It's not true. Like the property, the use of this property was for laundromat at that point. So in order to change it to an office space, we had to get the change of use approved by the town. That was a huge learning curve for us because I had never been through that. We got approved, which was a big win. And once we got approved, then we had to submit the building application to get a building permit. So all this time, we really couldn't, move in here or do any work. We had to sit. It also worked to our advantage because the tenant that we inherit, when we bought the property, we knew that we were going to inherit these tenants that were running the laundromat. They needed time. And they said we need a couple of months, but they ended up staying 6 months until they found another place. it's the same thing in residential real estate, where sometimes if you inherit tenants, you got to be careful and you got to really plan ahead. Are these tenants going to leave? Are they going to cause any trouble? How are you going to get them out? Because that can be very expensive. If you guys haven't watched one of my videos where we lose $15,000 with one tenant in Boston, please go back and watch that. There is some really good lessons learned there. But same thing here. Our tenant was extremely nice, really, really nice couple that was running the business, but they needed time. They had been here 10 plus years. And the new owner now, we had to tell them, hey, you guys have to leave. It wasn't pleasant for them, but they needed time. So it took them 6 months. And we're getting some rent back then, but wasn't a lot really. But it was helping obviously with the cost, the holding cost. Anyhow, got approved from the ZBA for the change of use, went to the Natick building department to get plans. And in order to get plans here, we needed an architect to stamp his plans, because we had to show the new layout, how many offices, all of that, how many bathrooms and kitchens and all that stuff. We hired an architect, we hired a designer, and then all the subcontractors. And again, I act as a GC, so I pulled my own permit. The designer was super important here because, both team members were excellent, both the architect and the designer, and I think we needed both, because it's different doing a rehab on a single family. Yes, you can take one wall down, create an open floor plan, but that's about it. Here, there were so many details that we had to choose, like, where do you put the office space? Where do you put the classroom? Where do we locate the bathrooms? How big of a kitchen do you need? How big is your conference room? Do you put the conference room in the front, in the middle, in the back? Like, I had no idea. We had never done an office space, let alone this was going to be our office space, so it had to be customized to what we wanted. So huge learning curve there. We had to go back and forth multiple times, but I can't even imagine picking all the wall colors, everything that you guys saw on the walkthrough. Like, I couldn't have done that on my own, otherwise that would have been like a full-time job. So we hired Louis, and he picked everything, and this was awesome because he helped us all the way down to what type of trim to put on windows and doors, what type of baseboards to choose, all the tile, all the light fixtures, all the faucets, you name it, the windows outside, we went with black windows, the trim around the windows, like every little thing that I can never think of. But we are moving here for a long time, so we wanted something nice, and the designer makes a huge difference. So really happy with his work. All right, so we talked about the team. Again, architect, designer, GC, and all the subcontractors. Jimmy played a huge role here because he was the project manager that ran this job, and couldn't have done without Jimmy. So kudos to him, and appreciate all the help there. Let's talk about the challenges really quick. We had to fire one plumber. If you guys have been following me, there's always a plumber that I have to fire. This plumber got paid his deposit, did a little bit of work, and then just disappeared. So what we learned from hiring, especially the issue with plumbers, is that we have to have contracts in place. Have a contract in place with the amount of the work that, the amount that we agreed on, how much you have to pay them, but also timeline, when they're going to show up, when they're going to finish it. Because if you have a signed contract, then maybe you can take them to small claim court and deal with that person that way, but you can fire on the spot if you have a contract. If you don't have a contract and you gave them a deposit, maybe you lose the deposit. For us here, we made the mistake of just doing a handshake deal with him. We gave him some money up front. We thought he was good on his word, and huge lesson learned. Now we have contracts in place with most of our contractors, and that's the way to go. So mistakes, we thought about it, made some changes. It makes us better who we are today. Stucco. I have never worked with Stucco. I've seen Stucco back in Albania, where I'm from. I've seen it in Italy, where I went to school, but I've never really worked with Stucco, so I didn't know how that works. Most of the properties here on the outside, we do vinyl siding, or maybe we do hardy board, or maybe we do the wood shingles, but never Stucco. This building had Stucco all around, right? All four walls. So we had to deal with that. And the building had, like I mentioned, huge cracks, so the whole place has to be Stucco. So we learned the Stucco process. We went out there and asked around who does this well. We hired somebody, and actually they did a really good job. So it was a challenge because we had never dealt with it, but learned from the process. Now, next time around, we know how much that costs. Again, it's expensive. Keep that in mind. But it wasn't that complicated. You just got to hire a good contractor, just like everything else, right? You gotta hire the right person. So I hope that you guys find value in this. The lessons here really apply to both residential and commercial, but if you're moving into an office space, if you're thinking of buying your own building, think about things that I just mentioned today and the challenges that I went through, and hope it helps you in any way. Also, the reason why I'm sharing this office space is really not to brag about it. It's really to show you and hopefully inspire you that things are possible. We started 6-7 years ago and started with nothing. We had the desire to do well in real estate, but we really didn't have the real estate foundation that we have now. We just had a big dream to really make this a full-time career, buy real estate and kind of retire on the wealth from our rentals and investments. And this is proof that it can be done. For us to own this nice building in a great town, the way that we have it now with a great team, it's a dream come true. So I just wanted to share that. Hopefully it's inspiring. Hopefully it pushes you guys forward in real estate investing. Follow me on Instagram too. We put a lot of things on Instagram, just quick videos and photos of people that we are meeting, contractors, properties we're buying, lessons learned on the spot. So if you want to know more of that, opportunities that we come across, follow us at Whiteacre Properties on Instagram. One more thing, we have a meetup coming up tomorrow. I know it's short notice, but you are more than welcome to join us. It's here at our office space, 150 East Central Street. It's a free event and it's investors getting together to network. That's all it is. We don't have high egos here or anything, so it's very low-key type of environment. Come hang out with us. Hopefully we share and learn from each other. And typically you'll find investors, wholesalers, rehabbers, people that you need on your team to be a successful real estate investor. So come join us, and we do one of these per month. So if you missed tomorrow's, look at the meetup link here, Boston Real Estate Connection, and come join us next time. We're trying to do this once a month, either here in the office or at a property that we're renovating, so we can do a walkthrough together. Guys, I think this is a wrap. I shared a lot about this building. Hope it inspires you, helps you, and if you love this, comment below, because I really want to do some nice videos like this, or anything you care about. So if you like a different topic, please comment below. I will go check it out and do another video. But see you soon. Thank you.